Good day, and thank you for choosing Algebra Notes Made Simpler. Today, we will do quick notes on slope and y-intercept. We do know with slope and y-intercept, our equation must be in this formula form in order for us to clearly see our y-intercept is b and our slope is m. Okay, now we may be given an equation usually in this form, which means we do have to move terms around to get it in this form in order to see our slope and y-intercept and then plot that on our graph. So let's do that here. Okay, we are starting with 3x minus 6y equals 12. Okay, now we do know in order to get it in this form, we must move our variable 3x to the other side. In order to do that, we must take the opposite. And if we do it on this side equation, yes, we must do it on that side equation as well. So 3x minus 3x, that is a 0, so we bringing down the negative 6y to equal sign, and negative 3x plus 12. Notice that even though the variable is negative, it still goes in front of the coefficient when you are setting up your next equation. Variables always come before the coefficient when you are setting up your next equations. Now we have this in this equation in this form, but the formula calls for no coefficient on the y. So we must make it in this particular form in order to see our slope and y-intercept. So we must remove the negative 6 coefficient off of the y in order to get it in the proper form. So let's do that. Divide off that negative 6 from the negative 6y. And if we do it on that side, we must divide it off on the terms on the other side of the equation as well. So doing that, we have negative 6y divided by negative 6, which is a positive y. Bring down the equal sign. We have a negative 3x divided by negative 6. That gives us a positive 1/2. And bring our x down. We have a positive 12 divided by negative 6, which is a negative 2. Now, as we can see, our equation is in slope and y-intercept form. With that being said, we can clearly see our negative 2 is our y-intercept and 1/2 is our slope. And what do we know about slopes? Slopes mean the numerator is our rise if it rises up, if it's positive, or it rolls down if it's negative. The numerator is your rise up if it's positive, or your roll down if it's negative. Your denominator is your run to the right if it's positive, or your run to the left if it's negative. So if we have our y-intercept and we plot that point on our graph, we can follow our slope to find our line. Let's do that. If we plot that y-intercept at negative y, the y-intercept means where the line will cross the y-axis. And here it says it will cross at a negative 2 on the y. Okay, we dot that. Now let's follow our slope, see where it takes us. This slope is a rise up 1 and a run to the right of 2. Rise up 1, run to the right of 2. There's our dot for our next point on the line. Rise up 1, run to the right 2. That's our next dot. Rise up 1, run to the right 2 times. Rise up 1, run to the right 2 times. So this is our line for this equation. Y equals 1/2 x minus 2. That is our line. And remember, I always say practice, practice, practice when it comes to solving your mathematical equations, whether it be algebra, geometry, trig, or calculus. You must practice, practice, practice. Not to remember the directions. You can pick those up quickly. It is to get more faster at completing your equations in a timely fashion. That is why they give you so many equations for homework and so many equations on your exam. You are supposed to complete all those in the recommended time given with 90% or better accuracy. That only comes through practice. Now, you can copy and paste some of these, try these, but always go online and research you more to practice, to challenge yourself. Don't get the simple looking ones. Always get some with fractions um, and parentheses in them. That way you know you have to break down and do distribution and other things like that before you can actually get down to the real formula you need to solve your equation properly. So we're just going to do this one here, and it would be we are doing this 3y. Hold on. Okay, let's get into this one right quick. We are doing our 3y plus 15x equals 8. Now it must go into the slope and y-intercept form, which is mx plus b. Okay, with that being said, this is not in that form. We have to move that variable to the other side to get it in that form. So let's do that there. Let's give it its opposite so it can cancel out. We do it on that side. Yes, we must do it on this side as well. And we are left with 3y, which we bring down. That cancels out. Equals negative 15x plus 8. The 8 is positive. So now this is still not in that form. We do have to cancel off that coefficient in order to get it in proper form. We do that by dividing it off. If we do it on that side, yes, we must do it on this side as well. So 3y divided by 3 does give you a positive y. Negative 15x divided by 3 does become negative 5x, and we bring down our new fraction, positive 8/3. Now we have our equation in the correct slope and y-intercept form. With that being said, let's plot our y-intercept and let's follow our slope. Our slope is a rise over 1. We have our rise, and what is the run? Any whole number over 1 is the same. So you put your 1 over there, the 1 becomes your run. But we notice our rise is negative, so it's not a rise, it's now a roll, and it's rolling down 5 steps. But it's running to the right because the denominator is positive, so it's running to the right 1 step. Okay, so let's plot this line here. 8/3 is the same as 3 going to 8 2 times with 2 left over. So 8/3 is the same as 2 and 2/3. Now let's make this larger so we can see our plot here. Okay, there you go. Now, our equation, our line is a intercept of positive 8/3, which is a positive 2 and 2/3. That's our intercept. So let's go to our line to 2 and 2/3, positive 2 and 2/3 on the y-axis. That will put it about right here. Okay, and that's the intercept. That's where the line would intercept the y-axis, right here in between 2 and 3. Now, our slope is a negative 5 over 1. That means negative 5, 5 down, and a positive run to the right of 1. So let's follow that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a run to the right of 1. That will be our next point on the line. Let's do another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a right to the run on the right. There you go. So now we can see our line. Our line for y equals negative 5x over 1 plus 8/3. This is the line for that equation. I'm going to attempt to use my extra tools to create create this line. Excuse me for my newness with these tools, okay? I'm attempting to make a line to show you what the line will look like on this equation. There you go. So this is the line for the equation y equals negative 5x over 1 plus 8/3. Okay, now as I said before, practice is the key to getting that 90% or better on your math exams, whether it's algebra, geometry, trig, or calculus. You must practice. I thank you very much for visiting Algebra Notes Made Simpler, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you and have a good day.